like Soul Train and all that. That says, if it's not Monday and if it's not Sunday, then it must be.
Tuesday.
There you go. We're in the building on tune and all that. Browski's in the house. I mean, Browski has a reason, 150 million reasons for 5 years to be, you know, upbeat about what's going on. We are here. You know what it is down at In Sports. We are in the house. One more again this Tuesday, holding you down like we do. Um, Usual suspects in the building. Myself, left-handed,
Yeah.
at RM Desk, which is this right now, and to my, it'll be back in the playback, I guess. Over there is
Yeah.
Browski. Yada Bear, aka High Ceilings, aka you know what it is when it comes to those Phillies. Browski was good.
Man, whew, coming off a, crazy couple of weeks, just like we just can't get back on track. And then the Philadelphia sports gods
Look at this.
sky opened up and
Look at
150 million over 5 years came showering down on my guy Kyle Schwarber. You know, as we spoke about Saturday, MLB winter meetings starting on Monday, and the first thing on business for the Phillies was what we're gonna do with Kyle Schwarber, and I'm just happy and excited that we didn't have to wait for a long, drawn out free agency process. If you're gonna go here, or here's a list of teams,
right.
here's a new list of teams. These teams dropped out. These three teams jumped back in. The whole charade that's Jimmy unnecessary drama, and Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Philadelphia Phillies, got the job done early and signed the guy that we need to sign, top priority, which was Kyle Schwarber. 5 years, 150. People may look at that and be like, 5 years, that's a lot of years for a guy, of that age. But I'm looking at also a guy of that skill caliber. You can put this guy anywhere in the lineup, he'll be productive. I can't see that many home runs walking out the door, that many RBIs walking out the door, especially when we have championship aspirations here in Philadelphia still. So, the way that the season had ended last year was very disappointing. Kyle Schwarber had an MVP caliber year, and I'm just happy to see him back in the red pinstripes,
Look at
you
this.
know, back in Philly where he belonged. I guess,
He was almost in some other red pinstripes.
listen, listen, when if he would have went there, that would have broke my heart. But I feel like
Mm.
him going anywhere else that wasn't a competitor, would have been ridiculous. It'd been a step backwards. That right there
Nope,
would show
Browski.
me.
Nope, 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 Kimmy. Tell like he would have been playing himself.
He definitely, and that would show me right there that he was just chasing the bag instead of
Mhm.
chasing championships.
And
You
Lord
know?
have mercy, Browski would have been cussing him out. So, like you
Oh my
said,
goodness,
pray,
it would have been,
be thankful.
yeah, it would have been ridiculous. But we don't have to cancel Kyle Schwarber here. Swore bombs are in full effect at Citizen Bank Park for another 5 seasons. So everyone get your tickets and your popcorn and your Cracker Jacks and your peanuts and your ice cream and the bat and cap ready because Mr. Schwarber will be here to stay, and I feel like he's going to end his career as a Philadelphia Phillies, and that's
Five more seasons of dollar hot dog nights. Kyle Schwarber. Yeah.
but we
Listen.
definitely have my guy. My guy is back. Um, we are happy here, especially after a disappointing loss yesterday. the Chargers. It was we're going down a down spiral that's very familiar. You know, we we seen this. We for some reason we have a an issue where on again, off again, on again, off again seasons, and this is looking like an off again season. And yesterday, Jalen Hurts played a terrible game. Certain games I say, oh, I can't put it all on him. Yesterday, I gotta put majority of it on him. Missing throws, um, holding on to the ball too long, poor decision making. It's making people here question this guy,
Ah, come on, Kim.
but they are. Um, they are questioning him, and it's only right because guess what? He's the quarterback, right?
Yeah, I
Any
mean, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, you well
anytime
within your rights. Absolutely. Go ahead. Mhm.
anytime things are not going, your way, for your football team, the first guy we're looking at is the quarterback because he's supposed to be the quote unquote leader of the
Right,
team.
right.
You
Absolutely.
know,
Can't
him
debate that.
him coming off, Super Bowl win, Super Bowl MVP. I gotta put some of the blame on this guy. We can point our finger at Kevin Patillo, the offensive coordinator, as we have the whole season. We also can point fingers at Nick Sirianni because he is the head coach also. So he has to shoulder some of the blame also. But at the end of the day, the guys on the field is supposed to execute,
The
these
game
plays.
plan. Right.
You've been practicing this all week. These are the same guys you have been playing with for several years. There should be some type of familiarity with each other, knowing like, oh, okay, I know where this guy like the ball at. I know where I need to be at for my quarterback. I'm watching AJ Brown out there giving me alligator arms. Where is this coming from? This guy Jalen had what, 4 picks,
Hmm.
two on him, two on the receivers. I can sit here and say that the fumble. All right, he's that's been the ongoing issue this season. For some reason, he just can't hold on to the ball in certain situations. But the 4 picks was just wild. Jake Elliott missing field goals. I'm like, we're in LA. There's no wind. There's no rain. There's no
No
snow. There's
excuses.
no sleet. Like, what are we doing? You got one job, my dude. Your job is to kick the ball. Your job title is your position you play, kicker. You kick it
Hmm.
in one direction. I'm like, so you're basically almost playing inside of a dome. There's nothing going on in LA. It's a perfect night, and we're missing field goals. I'm looking at Jalen selling his passes. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, he has no touch on any of these throws. He refused to throw the check down. I don't understand. He has some type of personal vendetta of throwing the check down to Dallas Goddard or Saquon or Jihad or even AJ Brown when he's open in the middle. I see some improvement in the play calling where I see different routes. We have crossing routes going on, and this guy still won't pull the trigger. It's
Hmm.
like he's trying to play too conservative where he's being a detrimental to himself and the team. It's like sometimes you just have to release, just throw the ball. You have made these throws year after year. I don't know what's so different this year. I don't know if he's not comfortable in the offense, but it's week 14. You should be comfortable by now. I know it's a new offense. You had a new offense every year so far since you've been in the league. I mean, you had a new offense since you've been in college. If you think about it,
Believe
the
once,
different
yeah. Hmm.
different coordinators that you had in Alabama, then going to Oklahoma. Like Then you come
Hmm.
here year after year, we had different offensive coordinators due to guys moving on to head coaching jobs, due to guys being fired. So you having to learn a new offense isn't something new. So I don't know what's happening, but it's not a good look. It's giving me 2023 vibes all over again. I've been saying this from day one by seeing the offense being predictable, being very vanilla, my offensive line banged up, but the guys that's out there are still making stupid penalties. I'm looking at you, Jordan Mailata, because those penalties are bringing back touchdowns, chunk yards plays, and killing the momentum of the game. And it
Go
seems
ahead,
like as
Roscoe.
soon as those penalties hit, we just lose all traction, lose all momentum, and it's like we're starting from scratch, trying to find the rhythm again. But unfortunately, we can't because guess what? You're holding. Guess what? You don't understand that it's a screen pass and you're too far down the field before my man even catch the ball. You already 10 yards down the field. So it's like the sloppiness, the poor execution, it's ridiculous. It's I can't even say this is a Super Bowl hangover because you know what these guys told me in the beginning of the year? That was last season. But this is a whole new season. We're not looking at that. That's over and done with. Well, you guys are playing like you was never in the big dance before. You know, it's ridiculous. It's frustrating to watch because it's like when we promote within, it turns out terrible. And I'm looking at Nick Sirianni like, why don't you understand that? It happened in 2023 when you promoted Brian Johnson, who never called a game in his life. And we start off hot and it all crumbled down. And then look what's going on this year. You promote this guy, Kevin Patillo, who hasn't called a game a day in his life. He's a part of the passing game coordinator. Oh, you know, he helped with the passing game. It's more than just passing. The passing game's not even that good. So you tell me you was the passing game coordinator. The passing game looks like trash. So what are you telling me? So I'm just, sitting back here. We're going crazy in Philadelphia. They calling, oh my gosh, the local sports radio. They calling for Kevin Patillo here. They've been calling for his here all season. They calling for Nick. They saying put Tanner McKee in the game. That's what they're saying. They
Right.
said they said I guarantee you Tanner would have made that throw. Tanner would have threw that check down. And you know what's so crazy? Looking at Jaden's performance for the past 3 games, it's like I can't really defend you that much because the things that they asking you to do, you're not doing it. And it's like, is he turning into a pumpkin? Like, what's happening? Like, we don't know what's going on. It's not physical because he's not hurt. So is it mental? Are we watching a mental collapse in front of us? It's we don't know. It's so
I know.
crazy,
Hmm.
and I'm just looking like,
Hmm.
what do we have to do? You know, we only need 3 games to clinch the division. So we can check off LA as a loss. So now we got 4 games left. The Raiders, Washington, Bills, Washington. When I say those names, in your mind, you should be like, oh, win, tough game, win. Well, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, where Sunday could be a dogfight.
I thought you was talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sounds right, right? Sounds right because Sunday could be a dogfight when we play the teams that are 2 games they have another game in Washington that's a shell of itself. They won 3 games. It should be 2 easy wins right there. They play the Bills, but it's like, oh, we don't know what Buffalo Bill team we may, get. We don't know it's going to be Josh Allen out there running for 3 touchdowns, throwing for 3 touchdowns, or Josh Allen running and fumbling the ball and throwing picks like Jalen Hurts. We don't know what team we playing in Buffalo. And then we in Washington once again. It's like, oh, we should win that game. But yeah, we make everything difficult. So we don't know. So only thing we can do is sit back and just see where it goes. And
Um,
I'll send it to you.
um, I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts. I understand Jalen Hurts is the trajectory of his career is like a roller coaster. We all know the situation in Alabama, the Tua thing, and Oklahoma,
Mhm.
and all of this, and transferred to the NFL. Started out well. Does he have the arm strength to get the ball to the receivers? Does he have this? Does he have that? Does he have the third? The man's been to 2 Super Bowls and was
Mhm.
arguably the best player in both of them games. Got an MVP out of the deal. Philadelphia is a tough town. If
Yeah.
you don't do what you're supposed to do, and I am not mad at that. That's why I salute. I take my hat off to y'all when y'all call it like you see it. But
Mhm.
here's the thing, and you know there's always a thing. I don't know if this is going to come out right, but to say that, the back to go so far as to say, oh, we need to bring in Tanner McKee. That's crazy.
It is.
I feel like, what you said, it was right, dead on point, boom, boom. I didn't want to, cut you off or intercede while you was talking. One of my questions to you, is that a reflection of the coach? Because you mentioned undisciplined play. You mentioned, unspirited play. Not, there's no togetherness. There's no continuity. Is that and it might have to be a reflection of the coaching situation because there's no continuity with the coaching situation. So, not on the Patillo part because we know what that is, right? I'm talking about the Nick Sirianni part. Like, what do you want out of a head coach? Because I mean, Doug Peterson got you to a Super Bowl and you won.
Mhm.
Andy Reid was there for a while long, and he's a folk hero and all that, and you know what I mean. He did
Mhm.
what he did. You got this dude Nick Sirianni, and again, Browski, please understand that this is coming from an outside perspective.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking like I know what's going on in Philly because I don't, right? But I see. And for me, um, would I be satisfied with Jalen Hurts' career right now as it stands? Yup. Because knowing what I know about Jalen Hurts and his career, how it's peaked and valleyed, and right now it's in the valley. Absolutely. But to just kind of like say, well, yo, you gotta cut the cord. Let him. This is Jalen Hurts is gonna have a 10 to 15 year career.
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts is gonna have years where he's not as um, dominant, effective as others. 3 words that I've been saying to Kim Browski. That's Kim Browski over there, aka Yada Bear, aka High Ceilings. Super Bowl hangover. I've been saying it for 14 weeks. Nobody wants to acknowledge that. Everybody wants to talk about AJ Brown reading books. This guy coming back out of retirement, Brandon Graham playing with his son. This guy, Saquon Barkley, not getting the touches, not being the last year. You're not going to see that no more. That's gone.
Mhm.
So for me, have the Eagles come back to the pack? Hell yeah. But what is the pack to come back to, Browski? Jay Daniels is messed up in Washington. You still don't know what you're getting with the Cowboys. The Giants are. So for me, the division is the least of your worries. There's a team in Los Angeles that's probably itching at the bit to get back at y'all for last year in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a team in Detroit, but they suspect too.
Yeah.
So for me, Tampa Bay suspect, and that's my team. So for all y'all, well, when you gonna talk about your team, I just did. So again, the NFC as a whole, if I was an Eagle fan, and thank you for small things, if I was an Eagle fan, with what's my record, 8-4,
Yep.
I'll be good. Now knowing, I don't know what your next 5 games look like, but again, you're gonna have to take what you get out of those 5 games now. Unless they just go on a super 5 game run, which I don't know is gonna, because I don't know what your schedule looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Schedule is Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders.
You can't win. You can't. Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. That's 4 games, right?
Yep.
You can't win 3 out of those 4 games. 11-6 is respectable.
Listen, we were supposed to win yesterday. That was supposed to be
I hear you, Kimmy.
one of the 3 that we were
Who
supposed
you telling about was supposed to win?
Okay. So, yeah.
Who you telling?
So
Hey, y'all. Hey, Most High, and whoever's checking out the show, Rodney, salute to y'all. When it gets to be my turn to talk about my Buccaneers, you better put the kids to bed.
so to answer your question about
Uh-huh.
about the Nick Sirianni thing,
Uh-huh.
I definitely have to put my finger at him because the team is a reflection of him. He's not an adult. When we speak of Doug Peterson,
Right.
calm, poised, have command over the team. Nick want to be one of the guys. It's like Nick want to be a player. He want to put the shoulder pads on and be out on the field playing instead of being in control on the head coach,
Being a lead.
settling the team down, leading the team, making the proper adjustments. We have seen that this offense have looked stale since week 1. We gave you 4 weeks, and it's like, wow, it still look crazy. Week 6, it still look crazy. Where's the adjustments? Where, like, all right, let me talk to this guy. Let me put my input into the offense a little bit. Maybe, or how about in the beginning of the season, realizing this guy never called a game. Let me take the reins in the beginning with him. We work in tandem, and then I see how he's, calling these games. And if I'm liking the direction he's going, let me fall back some, and then let him have more control of the offense. It's like he's doing the opposite. It's like you thinking you got you a seasoned guy there, but you don't. So now I gotta look at Nick at his leadership, and he's not leading the team accordingly. And we have had several conversations about if Nick Sirianni is the guy to lead this team. Even last season, we was questioning him during the Super Bowl run, during that season last year. It has always been a question. We was trying to get him out of there at the beginning of the season. We was calling for Nick's job last year as we're making a run to the championship.
Was y'all throwing eggs at his house? Was you throwing eggs at his house?
I wasn't throwing eggs at his house, but they was definitely coming at him all crazy. So I know that next year the team is going to look different. Coaching staff onto the main roster. Things going to have to change because we can't keep having these inconsistent seasons. People will say, "Oh, well, you're 8-4. At least you're not 4-8."
Right.
But
That's
we
right.
have a different standard.
Yeah. Talk to him, Browski. Let him know.
We should have 11 wins. And at least 11 wins right now. We should have at least 11. Minimum 10.
Browski jumping out the window, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention.
I mean, if we look at it, we shouldn't have lost that second Cowboys game. I mean, 21-9 in the first round.
21 nothing, right? Ever since then, it's been
24.
woo. Mm-hmm.
What is that? What happened here? We look crazy. This Chargers game. What are we doing? So, like, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're making it harder than what it has to be. Like you said, we got this team in LA with the Rams looking to get their get back. And everybody who we play, of course, they're going to give us their best shot.
Mm-hmm.
But we're supposed to be prepared for that. We should already know that from being the defending Super Bowl champions, that anybody we play, we're playing their Super Bowl. This is their Super Bowl, and they want to get at us. But you know what? Enough about my guys. What's going on down there in Tampa?
Let me clear my throat. All respect due to DJ Cool. Now, Browski said a lot of stuff that you could kind of like intersperse the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and everything she said. From the coaching element to the undisciplined play to just the boneheaded errors. Let's just call it what it is. And me, I'm not kind like Browski. Browski wants to keep the peace. I don't give a fuck about you. All I know is that every week you got pie in the sky Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans like Sonny Cruz, Donovan dude that does the radio show down there.
Oh, we're calling names.
I'm not playing with you. The Tampa Bay Buck, and again, the Donovan dude, I'm gonna give you a little credit because now you're starting to come around to stuff that I've been saying for 3 or 4 years. This team don't want it. They act like they want it. They don't want it, and stop pretending that this team is better than this. Look, and the injuries don't got nothing to do with it. My record is what, 7-6? The injuries don't have nothing to do with it. The undisciplined play, the watch this, Browski. The whack-ass hero ball. Even the rookie dropped the pass like that. So it's starting to seep into the fibers of my squad, and I don't like it. And for years, people have been, oh, it's Todd Bowles' fault. Oh, it's this guy, Jason Light, the GM, it's his fault. Oh, it's the Glazers' fault. No, it's not. The Glazers not running bad patterns. Jason Light's not out there fumbling the ball away. Todd Bowles there. But now, because I've been marinating on this ever since that game against New Orleans. That's a game you shouldn't have lost. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are parallel to the New York Knicks. You let anybody come into your house, run ruckshot over you, and then poo-poo it. Tyler, I still can't say his name. Shuck.
Tyler Shuck.
He shucked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do you do, shuck potatoes or whatever? That's what he did. And I don't really care about well, you're not really a fan. Yes, relax. Yes, I am. I'm a bigger fan than you. I've been a fan longer than you. And I don't have to pretend with this soft ass go along and get along thing. So for me, I'm going to keep it like this, Browski. I'm going to keep it real short and simple and sweet. Since Tom Brady left, they don't want it. I've been telling people like, yo, Bruce Arians went upstairs for a reason. And we now know what that reason could be. This team is not really that good. We got 2 games in 3 weeks against the Carolina Panthers, A team that nobody thought about. A team that nobody's been thinking about. They said Bryce Young was garbage. Now, guess who's starting to wake up out of the slumber and start to realize where he's at and putting his thing together? While the other quarterbacks are kind of like slipping in the darkness. But I digress. Back to the Tampa Bay Succaneers, who've been sucking for years. Browski, it's been so bad that Kimmy, I had to bring up Chris Conte getting trucked, and that was like 5 years ago on a Monday night against the Steelers. When Fitzmagic was in effect. Remember that? And again, I get to talk about my team because you, not you, Kimmy, you, whoever the hell you are watching, if you've been down with the Buccaneers, you ain't been down with them as long as I've been down with them. I've been down with them since 0-26. Google it. Now we're in 2026. My team is in how do I say this, Kimmy? We're in the watch mode. We're watching other teams come and pass us by. We're watching other teams, try to do what they need to do. The Indianapolis Colts went and got Phillip Rivers. They said, the only thing that would top that is if Andrew Luck came back.
So 44 years old is wild.
It's wild. It's wild out here in these NFL streets. And I was joking around. I said, when I first Phillip Rivers, I said, well, he must have another one on the way. Because Phillip Rivers do not play. Phillip Rivers don't play around.
I said the same thing. I said, how do you have time to play football? He got like 1 million kids. What are you doing?
Phillip Rivers do not play. You know what I'm saying? But but for my Buccaneers, yo, Browski, you've been hearing me say this for a couple of joints now, yo. You know what I'm saying? Happy holidays, peace. You've been hearing me say this for a couple of joints now in regards to my Buccaneers, yo. The defense is crazy. Peace to Hassan, yo. Salute. The defense been suspect for years, right? We so garbage that we had to go get Jason Pierre-Paul. odd digit. Right? I'm sorry. This is down in sports. Listen, I don't got no parking space I try to save. Send your emails to Browski. Send your emails over there. Send your emails over there, cousin.
You got me started. Yeah, you got me started.
Listen, look, I mean, that's how, hey, Browski, that's how bad it's gotten. We got to sign a dude. I mean, listen. And I'm a strong Tampa Bay Buccaneers dude. I've been a Buccaneers fan since 1976. I say this every week. And my team is garbage. When we lost to New Orleans, RIP. So that leads me to this. We are gathered here today to deal with the eulogy and the end, the termination, the finito, the kaput of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2025 season. I'm not interested in hearing about Baker Mayfield and his fourth quarter comebacks. I'm not interested in Mike Evans trying to come back for a broken clavicle and get 12 more yards. When is Vita Vea going to get a sack? Hassan Reddick, I know you spending all that money in a good place. Because you damn sure ain't earned none of it. And my so-called vaunted secondary, y'all still out there getting burnt. You letting Tyler Shao, I don't know this dude's name. But I do know that this dude ran for 2 touchdowns on you. And then he a rookie? So could you imagine if Derek Carr didn't retire? And Derek Carr is nice. Alvin Kamara didn't play. Like, I'm not understanding the Buccaneers. What's the science? What's going on? You don't deserve no recognition, yo. Soon as you get a little bit of shine, as soon as they start talking about you on Sunday Night Football or mentioning you on these podcasts or whatever, you start feeling yourself. And me, I'm not wanting to pretend. Because I've been watching, and I earned my spot suffering through 0-26, suffering through 9-0 losses in the 1979 NFC Championship game. Suffering. Bo Jackson gave us the business, said, no, I'm not playing for you. So it's rough being the Buccaneers do. It's rough. Getting beat, the greatest show on turf. We was winning 9-5. Getting ready to go to the Super Bowl to play Tennessee. But I digress. And notice fresh baby breaths. I'm not Googling nothing. It's passion over here. But back to these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Todd Bowles. If we got a chance to get a real coach, a coach who's not scared to say what he needs to say and what needs to be said, because you look stupid on the sideline every week. The only difference between you and the dude on the Uncle Ben's box is you got a little bit of this going on. You got that same, what's the word I'm looking for, Browski? Help me pull the word out the air. Befuddled. You got the same befuddled look on your face every week. Like you don't know what the hell is going on. And Todd Bowles was supposed to be this super defensive guru dude who was getting trashed every week as a Jets coach. You don't want no business. You don't want it with me. Browski, hold me back. Hold me back, Browski. You know what I mean? Hold me back. Hold me back. So, again, I'm going to do this because I love my team. And I'm not scared to say my team, what my team's faults are. Step your game up, B. Because you're watching all these teams around you try to get their weight up. So, again, it's not like you're the only team that's come up short. But, again, people was talking about you going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to keep it on the eye. Super Bowl. Now, I will kind of say something like what Brasky said. The season's not over. But I could easily see this 7-6 right here, Kimmy, turning into 9-8. You dig? So, for me, listen, I can't pull no more of my hair out. But I can talk. And I'm going to talk. Right now, if I had my dithers, Baker Mayfield wouldn't be my quarterback. The only thing that I have going for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now is Bucky Irvin. That's it. I can't rely on my quarterback. I can't. And yeah, Ibuka, I'm going to put that on you, man. You should have caught that, yo. So now you fall into that category. I know you were having an outstanding rookie year, my dude. I got to give you salute. But we need these games. This is the time when you're supposed to shine, when Mike Evans is not there. When Chris Godwin is a shell of himself. When we dealing with cats like Sterling Shepard. Like, come on, yo. You're supposed to take charge. You're supposed to be the big dog in that wide receivers room. Rookie or no rookie. But it is what it is. Here we have another season of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being 7-6 and hanging on for dear life, and you got to play Carolina twice.
Yeah.
You got to play Carolina twice. And like my man Mo D said in that movie Beat Street in the Christmas scene, the Raiders game y'all got, I ain't too sure about that one. Because this season, anything is proven that can happen, has happened.
It happened, yeah.
Because when you see somebody throw an interception and then fumble the ball on the same play,
Same play. It's crazy.
Should I bring up the referees, Bowski, or should I leave it alone? Leave it alone. All right.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
It's
Yeah.
painful.
So for me, that's what it is with my Buccaneers, man. I didn't really get explicit because Browski said it's a family show, and
Today.
yeah, today. So
Today.
so I can't really go in. What else around the NFL Week 14, Browski? We gonna put some more props on Shador Sanders' name.
You have
Absolutely.
to. You have to. I was gonna go. That's what I was gonna go to next. You got to. And salute to him for being named the starter for the rest of the season, as he should, because he have shown and proved that hey, me right here, fifth round pick, the guy that you didn't want, the guy
Mm-hmm.
that all training season you wouldn't let me get any first team reps, you wouldn't let
That's
me
right.
practice with the team, you wouldn't even let me run the scout team. Hey, this guy right here with the ice out watch actually has some talent. Actually give you guys a little bit of, oomph on the field, win, lose, or draw, it's a good watch, it's competitive. He's not just laying down, you know, is he's giving this team a chance, and
Mm-hmm.
watching him Sunday again, I said, oh, he's throwing bombs down the field. They ain't see that all season. They ain't see they ain't see that, uh, throwing passes to Jerry Judy. I won't put the loss on them, on him. He did his part. The defense didn't show up. Where was Miles Garrett with the 5 sacks, with the three sacks,
Mr. Game
with
Ball, right?
the game ball? You want to give him the game ball every week? Did
Mr.
you give him the
Game
game
Ball.
ball last Sunday?
Right. Right.
Because when I looked, Tony Pollard, he was running all over them guys. You know, they had Cam Ward out there looking like Cam Newton. You know, out there showing off. So you want to give this guy,
That's crazy.
all the credit when they win, or even when they lose, and he had 5 sacks. But where was those sacks at last
Right.
week?
Right.
You didn't help. You didn't help your rookie out. He doing
Mm.
everything he can on the offensive side. He out there doing it all in spite of the support of Kevin Stefanski. And I'm just looking to see what's going to happen with them at the end of the year, because one of them gotta go. They both can't be on the team. We all know what Stefanski feels about Shador. We've seen
Mm-hmm.
it. He don't have to say it. His actions has
Mm-hmm.
spoke for him all season.
Mm-hmm.
So for this
Not having
guy,
him, having him in for that 2 point play kind of was the final to me was the
that right there solidified everything. That
right,
right there should have his walking paper stamp, because why not give the kid a chance to win the
right,
game?
right,
You
right.
doing some gadget ass play after he drove you down there, scored the touch, help you score the touchdown. You take him out for the 2 point conversion. You act like this guy is Joe Flacco, who stands in the pocket like he can't run, and then you run this gimmick play where what you call Jerkins, he forgets to 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 flip the
The
ball.
ball. Mm-hmm. The lateral
He
ball.
keeps the ball. Like, what are you doing? What, you forgot to play? So, yeah, to me, when I saw that, I said, Kevin Stefanski, he wants to lose. He's coaching to lose the game. Because why would you do that? Give him a chance to win the game. Put the ball in his hands. He has proved that
That's
if
right.
you give him a chance,
That's
good
right.
things may happen.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I seen this week, we saw the Chiefs. they was getting destroyed by Houston. They was hitting in that game. She Rice looked like he almost died out there after he got hit. After he got hit, he didn't want to catch the ball no more. He was
Mm.
they destroyed Travis Kelce. You know, watching the Chiefs, it reminded me of 2011, 2012 Philadelphia Eagles, the year that Andy Reid, quote unquote, resigned, when we all knew that he was going to get fired. The poor decision making, the play calling, how out of sync the team looked. The game is tied 10-10. Fourth down, you're in your own territory and you go for it. What? The defense is destroying you. Why would you go for it? The game is tied. Punt the ball. Punt the ball. You go for it, fourth down. You don't convert. They in your territory already. It's like, oh, easy score. I'm looking like, this is crazy. I'm like, Andy, so you're telling me you're ready to leave too, because
Mm.
that's how you're
You got
coaching.
your
You,
bags packed.
yeah, like when I'm watching this, I said, oh, I said, wow. I said, this reminds me of Andy Reid's final season. I said, I remember this Andy Reid. I know this guy. This is the
Mm.
guy that I've been waiting for to reemerge in Kansas City, and it has happened because the dynasty is over there. It's
Mm.
done. They're gonna have to blow that team up and start with Pat, Chris Jones, and fill in the rest of the pieces. I feel like this probably the final year of Travis Kelce because he looks
Mm-hmm.
like a shell of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the whole Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, Hollywood Brown,
Brown, right? Mm-hmm.
that situation is not
Mm-hmm.
working out. You know, you got all these speedy gadget guys out there,
Mm.
receivers, small guys, and it's not working. You know, it's not working. All that Patrick Mahomes playing backyard football, it's not working anymore. Now he has to play football. He actually has to play football. He has to be a actual NFL quarterback and read the defense, stay in the pocket, make the right decision. All that,
Fundamentals.
exactly. All that running around, side arming,
Right,
flicking
right.
the
No look
ball,
passes.
no look
This ain't,
passes.
this ain't Madison Square Garden. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's
all that's
Arrowhead Stadium. You got to look
all
when you
that's
go
over and
forward.
done with now. You know
Yeah.
that's done with. So I feel like that team's going to look different in the next couple of years too, and I don't think Andy Reid's going to be there that much longer. You know, we may hear he's going to retire or resign soon when we all know that the writing's on the wall that he has whirled out his welcome in Kansas City. You know, hey, you had a great run. You had a great run. You know, one of the best runs that anyone could have with a quarterback that nobody knew. You know, Kansas City had a great run, 3 chips. It's okay. It's all right.
Can't say too much more than that. Mike Tomlin, Philip Rivers. Let's start with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin can write his ticket. Um, what would you do if you were Mike Tomlin, Browski? Knowing what you know about the situation and knowing how you really control things, what would you do?
From Mike Tomlin, I'm resigning. You know,
Mm.
we have been, straddling this line for like what, past like 2, 3 years, talking about Mike Tomlin and how these Steelers fans accept mediocrity. You know, they say, "Oh, he doesn't have a losing season." That's the first thing they say. Well, hey man, he never had a losing season. Okay, well, so 9-8, 8-8, first round exit. that all sounds like losing seasons to me because
Damn, Browski,
the
wow.
goal
No playoffs since 2016.
the goal is to win a championship. Exactly. No playoffs since 2016. Almost 10 years. It's been nine. It's
Yeah, yeah.
2025. So you guys can, keep yourself in this delusional bubble by saying, well, you haven't had a losing season. He knows how to stay 500. 500 is y'all goal, right? You know? And
Marvin Lewis numbers.
yeah, so exactly. Marvin Lewis. I mean,
You doing Marvin Lewis numbers.
We just talked about Andy Reid. So Mike Tomlin falls in that same category with Andy Reid, Marvin Lewis. You know, um, Maybe he need to take some time off. We see what happened. Sean Payton left, you know, like a year or two, came back. He see how the league has changed. The coaching staff had got younger. He surrounded himself with younger guys, innovative guys. I'm looking at Mike Tomlin. You got Arthur Smith, bro. What are we doing with that?
Wasn't he the Jets coordinator in 1973?
Yeah, what are we doing with Arthur Smith?
Right,
I
right,
I
right.
look at your quarterback. Your quarterback is Aaron Rodgers
Right,
with one
right,
arm. Like he got a
right.
broken wrist, and he's still flinging it. But it's like, what are we? What is 1999? What is 2001? Like what are we doing here, Mike
Mm,
Tomlin? You know, when I look at this Steelers team, most expensive defense. You give up the house all the time on the defensive end. Old Aaron Rodgers. You got a running back duo of Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell. You you bring in DK Metcalf. You let George Pickens go.
mm.
So you're back. So the gripe of last season was, all right, well, we just have George. He has nobody on the other side. They doubling George. They focus on him. Cool. Let's bring in a guy. Oh, we can bring in DK. We're gonna let George go. Whoa.
Now you right back to where you started
Now we
from.
back. Now we right back where we square one. Because now
You
everybody's on
lit.
DK. So it's like, what are we doing here? So if I'm Mike, yeah, I'm resigning because it it's his fault. You're
Hmm.
the head coach. You're the GM. You're making the decisions of bringing in these guys. You are bringing in the players. You are bringing in the coordinators. You running the team,
Hmm.
and you're running the team like it's still 2012,
Hmm.
2013,
Hmm.
2015. You thinking you still got Ben out there. You think you got
Jerome
Antonio
Bettis.
Brown out there, Le'Veon Bell out
Right.
there. Like you coaching like you still got these guys out there,
Hmm.
and you don't. That old mindset is out the window, and it's like he refused to get younger. You knew that Ben was retiring. Look at all the drafts that went past, and you never draft a quarterback until you like, oh, let's get Kenny Pickens. Of all the quarterbacks that you could have gotten in the past, the guy that caught your eyes was like, oh, we gotta get
You
this
could
guy
have got
from
a
Pitt.
quarterback in the draft that you got picking in. You're right. You're
We
right.
got we gotta get this guy from Pitt. Kenny Pickens. You gotta
That's
bring
a
him
home
in
pick.
here.
Right. Right.
You bring him in. You don't develop him at all. You send him packing because you're like, oh, this guy can't play. You don't even develop him. You don't even give him a chance. You don't even give him a chance to show you I can grow into a quarterback. You say, oh no, this guy's not working. We're gonna ship him out here. And then what you do? You bring in one of the oldest guys in the league. That's a problem. Aaron Rodgers would do? Get the
Um,
I don't care about any of that. It's crazy.
I'm gonna say this, Browski. In Mike Tomlin's defense, I think Mike Tomlin, wanted to stick it out as long as he could. With a franchise that was notoriously tight with the pocketbook, you put Mike Tomlin in a situation where the owners are going to get him players. Um, I think and a fresh start. Um, Mike Tomlin will be the joint. You put him in Miami. I'm hearing talk about him, to Giants. Wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. But I just think that, again, the AFC North, we saw this 10, 15 years ago with Marvin Lewis still going constantly 4-12, 3-13, 6-10. He still got his job. Like, what? He got pictures of somebody or something? Like, what the hell is going on? Then
Year after year.
they finally went to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs 2 years in a row, back to back. They had home games against who? The Chargers.
The
and who was the
Chargers.
Chargers quarterback then? Phillip
Phillip
Rivers.
Rivers.
So you see how life comes.
Life comes full circle.
You see how life comes full circle.
Life comes full circle on that ass.
I mean, all respect. Do we talk behind the scenes about Phillip Rivers? Like, it must have been time for him to, he must have been like, yo, I gotta take these kids. All these kids, I gotta take them to school. All of them.
I gotta find a way to get a check real quick. I gotta get a check real quick.
I gotta get out of here, man.
Too many kids. All right, I gotta look. I'm not taking these. I'm tired of driving this minivan. I gotta go somewhere and I gotta get a job.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Hello. Indianapolis Colts.
Of all places too, because
the
last time that this man was in the league, he was in the coach uniform and he couldn't throw the ball 7 yards down the field. So when are you telling me what happened? What was that? What 2020?
Yeah, 2020.
20. Look at that, 2020. So
And
you telling me he improved?
I got
5 years later.
I got a confession. Phillip Rivers is my dude. Phillip Rivers, even though he throws the ball like sidearm and all this craziness, and he's Mr. Interception personified, but Phillip Rivers is my guy. I respect Phillip Rivers to the fullest. I mean, because again, he's the on the other end of a. Yes. We talked about this before. You know what I mean? So I respect Phillip Rivers to the fullest, and he's that gunslinger dude. And Phillip Rivers talk his ish. You know what I mean? But I mean,
he's also 44.
Yeah,
he's been out of football for a couple years.
Yeah, but I mean, he might have still have he still might have that footwork. Chasing the shorties around the house and all that. He still might have his footwork together. You know what I mean? But
so he can throw the ball 10 yards down the field now instead of 7.
Hand the ball up to Jonathan Taylor. Get the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Who's the receiver? Pittman, right? You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I'm not expecting them. Listen, who really thought that the Colts was gonna light things up with Daniel Jones?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, word is born. Like,
yeah, no, truthfully. But my thing is, all right. With Richardson popped his eye, broke his orbital with a resistance band in October, right? So once that happened, I like, oh, we're never going to see this guy in the coach uniform. Then you have your backup, who also is hurt. So you telling me you only had 2 quarterbacks on your roster? You never picked anybody else up once the backup got hurt? You didn't pick anybody else up?
And didn't even think about Kirk Cousins.
Now you gotta reach out a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers.
House dad.
House dad. I'm curious to see what he's gonna look like in the uniform. He's gonna have a pop belly out there. What are we doing?
I mean, that's the way of the world, man. I feel like Phillip Rivers. Like, listen. If you tell me you had that on your bingo card, you're a stone
Not at
cold
all.
liar.
Not yeah. Not at
You're
all.
a stone cold liar, and the truth ain't in you. But again, stranger things have happened. This is the world that we live in, man. They preparing for alien the aliens to come or whatever. So this is
Alien
where we are,
invasion.
alien invasion. So this is where we at. You know what I mean? Anything else? Oh, we was gonna talk about we talked about Mike Tomlin. We talked about Phillip Rivers. We talked about the Eagles. We talked about the Bucks. We don't put any respect. We talked about Shador. We already kind of see the writing on the wall. What's getting ready to go on in Cleveland? It's wrong, but
Yeah,
again, at the end of the day, that's what the city of Cleveland embosses. They emboss that element now. They're gonna sit up there and tell you, "Oh no, it's not a RACIST scenario.
mm-hmm.
He's a fifth round draft pick. We's treating him as such." Oh word! I ain't
Yeah.
see Dylan Gabriel do none of the stuff that Shador's done. I damn sure ain't see
Nothing.
Joe Flacco do none of it. That's why you traded him to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I
I ain't
damn
see
sure see
Dylan
Kenny Pickett
Gabriel
do none
out
of
there
that.
throwing 50-yard bombs. I
You
ain't
know what
see
I'm
that.
saying? And again, Browski, you said it earlier when we spoke on it. You said it. You hit the nail right on the head, Kimmy. You said, "Yo, the team shows life."
Yeah.
When Shador's in the game, the team has a pulse. It's like
Yep.
the fans get into it. Even when you're watching the game, it's like, oh snap, Shador's in the game. Let's see what he's gonna do. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because now he's getting what, Browski? A CHANCE. That's all he asked for.
A
That's
chance.
it.
That's it. Give me a
So
chance.
as every day goes by, we see that it wasn't an indictment on Shador as much as an indictment on his father.
Yep.
So again, Roger Goodell and the Shield couldn't differentiate between the two. Yeah, Dion talked
He
this
was a
ish
father.
because he's a father and he earned that. You can go to Dion house and see his Super Bowl rings for mad different teams, which is okay. You can go to see his national championship. You can go see his baseball uniforms. What are we
Yep.
talking about here? So for the NFL to try to play him out just because his son was really, really, I would say more than decent. He's a better than decent quarterback. Who would you
Yeah.
rather have, Shador Sanders or J.J. McCarthy?
Right now, I had to go with Shador.
Thank you.
I would have to go with that
Who
guy.
would you rather have, Shador Sanders or Arch Manning?
I would have to go with Shador.
Who would you rather have, Shador Sanders or Fernando Mendoza?
I gotta go with Shador
Right.
again.
So there's a pattern here. Not
Yep.
saying nothing against those guys. Shout out to Julian Sayin, Ohio State. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
the kid Chandler's from Ole Miss. Shout out to all of those dudes. But those dudes that hadn't have nowhere near the attention, nowhere near the focus, nowhere near the resentment put on them that's been put on Shador Sanders. Nowhere near.
Right.
And it's being carried over into his professional life. Put some earplugs in the kids' ears. This shit is crazy.
It is.
So I mean, again, we're gonna speak on this because we don't have to say, well, this is how the Cleveland Browns operate. Nah, we don't gotta say that. We gonna call it what it is. Kevin Stefanski, I said it last week. The kid helped you save your job. You went and sabotage your own stuff with a chance to win a game. You go for two, but do you put Shador in the game?
Nope.
You do some wild ass what's the name of this? Soul Circus, Universal Circus play, and look at where you end up. So all I got to say about Kevin Stefanski, I'm gonna leave it alone, Browski, is that I hope his Uber is on time. That's it. All right. We're gonna keep it pushing over a little hour. We got a few minutes left. I know Browski wants to celebrate because she was popping bottles earlier. I think she went and got it either was $150 million champagne or she put it in her her drink in a $150 million cup? I'm confused. I'm lost over here. Kyle Schwarber back to the Phillies, 150 simoleons, macaronis, whatever you want to call it, moolah, papes, grip, whatever you want to call it. 150 million of them for 5 years. Browski's there, nods her head in agreement. You know what I mean? Thoughts, Browski? As if you know what I mean? Thoughts?
Listen, I'm over the moon. I'm so happy, and like I
Look at
said
this.
earlier, I'm just happy that it wasn't a drawn out process. One thing I'll say about MLB, it's not a lot of drama. I like that. This is what we want. Let's sign them. Let's get it over with. Let's move on to the next. So we got Kyle back. I'm interested in hearing what other things coming out of the winter meetings. Pertaining to salary cap, the
CPA.
CBA, robot umps.
Yeah, that's going
Um,
crazy.
yeah, and whatever players is going to get signed before they disperse, these meetings. Excuse me. We have seen the Dodgers made a move, got
Yeah,
the
they got
guy,
Edwin
um,
Diaz from the
Edwin
Mets.
Diaz, the closer from the Mets. I said, the rich keep getting richer. It's like these are why they're having these conversations about the CBA and salary cap because look at the
Yep.
bullshit the Dodgers keep
Let's go,
doing.
Browski. Uh oh.
Okay, each year they
Uh
keep
oh.
like, where are they finding the money to sign these guys? Majority of your money is tied up with Shohei, Yamamoto, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts,
Yes, right.
and now you bringing in Diaz. It's ridiculous. I'm so confused. I'm like, they gotta have a second set of books somewhere because how the hell they have the money to keep paying these guys? And I'm pretty sure they're not done yet. They're gonna sign somebody else,
We want to get
and
Kyle
we're all
Tucker.
gonna be sitting here looking like,
Hmm.
how the hell this happened?
Right. You're right, Browski. You're right.
So I'm looking forward just to hearing the reports coming out of there. Like, where are we at with the salary cap? How are you going to measure the salary cap when you have a team like the Dodgers that's giving someone $500 million? When you have teams like the Athletics who don't even have a stadium?
Right.
When you have teams like the Rockies and the White Sox that struggle every year to bring talent to that franchise? Because one, no one wants to go there, and two, they don't have the money. They're not generating that much money to pay top dollars for these guys. And you guys might look and be like, oh, but you guys just signed Kyle Schwarber to 150. You signed Bryce Harper to 300 some odd million. Trey Turner, the same thing. Yes, we did.
Gave
But
Zach
guess
Wheeler
what?
some money.
We exactly.
Sorry, Browski. I'm sorry.
Listen, when you win games, you generate more money. When you're in a big market, I can't expect the Athletics to ever compete with the Dodgers,
Let's
with
go.
Seattle, with Texas, with Houston, like
Hmm.
with the Yankees. I can't see them competing with teams
Red
like that.
Sox. Hmm.
When you have teams like the Dodgers that monopolize the
Hmm. Let's
market.
go, Browski. Yep.
So when people are looking like, well, baseball never had a salary cap. Well, because we have a team like this in this day and age that is monopolizing everything. They got a pipeline to Japan, okay? We can't touch nobody in Japan because everybody from over there, they want to come there to play with Shohei, Yamamoto. So they got a clear pipeline. They have dominated that, and that's extremely unfair to the rest of the league. So I need answers. I need them to find a way to structure this thing fairly so that everybody has a chance to sign these players, and maybe we can start
Oh,
even out even out the playing field. I mean, I'm tired of seeing certain teams suck. Sometimes things you get tired of seeing the same thing. We see the Dodgers, we see the Yankees. I mean, we see the Phillies, we see the Mets are able to sign certain guys, but how many years do we have to sit here and watch the White Sox lose 101 games? How many years we got to sit here and watch the Athletics be trash?
move
The
from one city to
Rockies
the
be
next, right?
trash.
Right.
The Marlins be trash. The Pirates be trash. It's year after year. Something have to give. So, like I said, I'm just waiting to see what comes out of these winning meetings. And I'm just curious to see how they're going to structure a salary cap in baseball. You know,
Um, they have a thing called the luxury tax, and only certain teams that you over a certain threshold, you have to pay luxury tax, which goes back to um, the lesser market, smaller market teams. So you have teams like the White Sox, the Milwaukee Brewers, being helped out by that, by that overflow that gives them cash. But here's the thing, though, to add on to your point, when are teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates going to spend some money? They talking about it. Now it's time to, how you say, Kimmy, show and prove.
show and prove.
So if you want to compete with the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox of the world, you got to dig deeper in your pocket. I mean, you got guys like Byron Buxton that's been in Minnesota forever. Carlos Correa came, had a cup of coffee, and said, "Nah, I can't deal with this. I'm going back to Houston." So if you have a winning atmosphere, you got some players, and I use Minnesota as an example because the Twins used to be dope.
Yeah,
You can't rest in peace, Kirby Puckett, Kent Urbex, Frank Viola. I mean, again, so for cats that are just new to the thing and they see these teams that are garbage and are moribund and they seem to be spinning their wheels, they once were good. Brasky brought up the Marlins. The Marlins went and got everybody, beat the
they
Yankees
did.
in the World Series, and then everybody left.
Everybody left.
Beckett, AJ Burnett, Gary Sheffield,
Yep.
Tony Fernandez. Don't play with me,
They never
right?
recouped.
Jeff
They never
Conine, don't
recouped
play
from
with
that.
me. So
Yeah.
I think as far as baseball, that collective bargaining agreement thing is going to hit hard. Um, teams are also being leery about that because you don't want to sign somebody and then 2027 comes and beyond. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know when baseball going to come back. So I think that has a lot to do with it too, as well. But I mean, some certain teams can afford to give $150 million contracts. Certain teams can afford to give what is it, $69 million for 3 years to Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the the upcoming collective bargaining agreement is I think in a little subtle way, Kimmy, affecting how teams want to move because like even the Yankees, you want to give Kyle Tucker $400 million when you really don't know what type of guy you got, or you want to
Yeah.
keep Cody Bellinger.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think whatever dictates the market, the Yankees have to do something because you've already seen the Mets, do what they do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, I just feel like somebody's out there for us to get to improve our team. If we got to go get C.J. Abrams from the Nationals to play shortstop, if we could get Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals, we need somebody to get that rotation spot until Garrett Cole comes back, right? Until
Yeah.
Clark Schmidt comes back. So
Mhm.
we're gonna need pitching. I mean, if those guys are healthy, we had the one of the dopest rotations in the whole in all of baseball. But we don't because the dudes are hurt. Terry Scoobel is out there like a like the proverbial apple that everybody wants and can't reach. Now, if I'm the Yankees, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, Bowski. I'm gonna give the Tigers Jason Dominguez. I'm gonna give the Tigers Spencer Jones, one of the top prospects down in AAA. Stop playing with me. You've been talking about Jason Dominguez for 6 years now. You've been talking about Spencer Jones for 5 years now. Jason Dominguez just came up. Spencer Jones ain't made it up here yet. You got pitchers down on the farm doing what they do. So you could have Jason Dominguez. You could have Anthony Volpe, right? You could have what's my man? The third baseman. You could have him.
Mm.
Get me Alex Bregman in here, and get me Tariq Skubal, and I'll be happy. I'm set. I don't need another outfielder because I just want Trent Grisham back. I got Judge and Stanton already. Stanton's gonna be my DH. So again, Spencer Jones and Dominguez might be a little bit too much, but you're gonna have to blow the Tigers away. Whatever offer you make to them for Terry Skubal, because Terry
Yeah.
Skubal can be had. They said it. The Tigers ownership said as much. Nobody is untouchable. Nobody. So again, if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to figure out a way to get Terry Skubal, a left-hander in Yankee Stadium. I'm trying to figure out a way to get Terry Skubal. And if I got to give up one of those outfielders, being Jason Dominguez, whose defense is, how you say it, Basket? What's the word I'm looking for? Sucks. Right?
Clear as day.
Listen, I mean, I got to call it like I see it. And if I would hate for Terry Skubal to go to Baltimore. I'd hate to see Terry Skubal stay in Detroit.
Yeah.
Because Terry Skubal is kind of like a Shedeur Sanders type of dude. When Terry Skubal pitches, the Tigers are like,
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? All you hear about is Terry Skubal. Name two other starters for the Detroit Tigers.
You can't. You can't.
So I mean, so when we talk about baseball, Browski, like you said, it's different. No salary cap. That's going to change the whole dynamic of how teams play. But I think you're going to have some kind of ceiling where teams can't break through that ceiling because you got other teams that are piss poor. Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
They can't compete. So every year they're going to be looking at third place, fourth place, trying to win 80 games. You know what I mean? But I will say this though, the Chicago White Sox did get the top pick in the amateur draft.
Yes, they did.
So I mean, Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But
What you gonna do with that?
we are in the building, man, and we are hitting the part of the show, Browski's favorite part of the show. You know what I mean? When she gets to sing her old Kool and the Gang tunes. And there you go. Browski's in the building. What we getting down on tonight, Kimmy?
Um, I'm going to get down on John Cena. This Saturday will be his final match in the WWE. John Cena's been wrestling since 1999. He has the most heavyweight championships at 17. This is his 17th time WWE champion. He is a triple crown champion, meaning that he once held every individual title
At the same
possible.
time? At the
Not
same
at the same
time?
time, but just in his
In his
career.
career. Okay. Okay.
He had every title. Um, so it's basically, an end of an era. You
Mm-hmm.
know, John Cena came on the scene at a time where WWE was in their transition from the Attitude Era, you know, to the modern era. They had what they call it, what the Thugonomics with John Cena. came out his jean shorts and the chain with the lock, and he out there
And that's
rapping,
when he was rocking with Freddie Fox and all that. When he was rhyming and all that, right? Okay.
when he was
Hmm.
rhyming, yep,
Hmm.
yep. Call himself the Doctor of Thugonomics. Um, yeah, Doctor Thugonomics,
Dr.
man.
Thugonomics. All
It
right.
was it was crazy. He definitely brought WWE out of like a kind of like a dark time because after the old guys like Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock, you're looking for a new star,
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
this guy came out of nowhere and propelled himself as the ultimate baby face of WWE. After he changed his persona from the Doctor of Thugonomics to this John Cena, you can't see me, never give up, never back
Right.
down, the ultimate babyface good guy.
Hmm.
Kids love him, family guy, um, broke the record of doing Make a Wish. He had granted so many wishes. That's one thing that I can never take away from this guy. He was always about the people. He put the company on his back.
Hmm.
Uh, just all around good guy, and he made it a point when he went on this retirement tour. He said that once he retired from the ring, he's never coming back to wrestle again. And a lot of people don't believe him, but I believe him. You see a lot of guys who quote unquote retire, get inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, but then a couple months later they're still wrestling. So it's like how
They
you
come back.
retire,
They come
you
running down the
indicted.
thing.
Yeah, like how you retire, you get inducted to the Hall of Fame, but you're still wrestling. Like you under another type of retirement contract, which is wild to me. So for him to say, "I'm never wrestling again," I believe it. I feel like he's moving on and he's going to focus more on his acting, which he's a decent actor. Him finding his role in Peacemaker really fits him. He had a couple of good comedy roles, out there. So I feel like we are going to be witnessing the last match of John Cena's career, and just the end of a dynasty, a legacy that he had way over 20 plus years. And now we can focus on the new faces of WWE. One thing I'll say about wrestling is forever changing. They're always looking for that next guy.
Hmm.
So now we get to see who could be that next guy that can put the company on his back and, you know, ride off to the sunset for the next 20 years. We don't know who that guy is, but definitely want to say salute to John Cena. Thanks for the memories. And good luck in his future endeavors. Good luck with the acting. And that's what I'm getting down on. John
That's
Cena
what's up, Broski.
retiring.
Salute to John Cena, yo. And you put a very memorable, respectable career together. I think they'll be end up talking about John Cena like they talked about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, this is what I want to get down to tonight, and I saved this for the get down on it. This is the annual naming of the bowl show.
Oh God.
Brasky's favorite thing all year long. She couldn't wait. But when we gonna do the naming of the bowl show? So we're not gonna give you actual dates. We're just gonna give you bowl names. And these are all real bowls. We start off with the IS4S Salute the Veterans Bowl. We got the Frisco Bowl. We got the Boca Raton Bowl. We got the LA Bowl.
Oh
We got the
wow.
New Orleans Bowl.
Oh, look at that.
We got the Cure Bowl. We
Oh.
got the Gasparilla Bowl, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. That's on a couple different levels. Can I get a famous Idaho Potato Bowl? The Hawaii Bowl,
Oh.
the Game Above Sports Bowl,
What? Oh. Okay.
the Rate Bowl, the 68 Ventures Bowl. All right. The Birmingham Bowl, the Armed Forces Bowl, the Liberty Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl, Fenway Bowl, gotta have the Pinstripe Bowl,
Oh, got to.
the New Mexico Bowl.
Mm.
Here's our personal favorite, the Snoop Dogg Pop Tarts Bowl,
I couldn't wait for that one.
the Arizona Bowl. Didn't I say that already? The Military Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Independence Bowl, the Music City Bowl, the Reliant Quest Bowl, the Sun Bowl, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, the Texas Bowl, the Gator Bowl, the First Responders Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl,
Oh, gotta have that one.
and the bowl we wish we could go and do a live show from, the Bahamas Bowl.
Oh, yes.
That didn't even get to the college football playoffs yet.
That's
We didn't even
crazy.
get to that.
That's crazy.
We didn't even get to that.
You didn't
Um,
need to. That's crazy.
the first round of the playoffs, and we're gonna get into that too. We got a couple minutes left. First round of the playoffs. It is what it is. Quarterfinals is Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl. Semifinals is Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, until we get to the national championship. Now, we got like about a minute and a half left. Miami has no problems worrying about what Notre Dame is talking about. Tell Notre Dame to get a rag, to get some chrome cleaner, and worry about scrubbing that golden dome down and get it nice and shiny. Because we see y'all next year. You know, the schedules are out. 2026 schedules are out. Miami plays Notre Dame.
Once again.
Please believe it. So Notre Dame, you have no, I don't care what you say. You can get mad, talk about the ACC all you want. That's crying over spilt milk. Wah, 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 wah. Because you would say the same thing if y'all would have beat Miami.
Yeah.
And that's what it came down to. So when you talk about ties and tiebreakers, the first thing you think of, we at Browski had this conversation. Tiebreakers for division titles, for whatever. Even if you're in second or third place fighting for a playoff spot, the first thing they deal with is what? H to H, head to head.
Yep. Head to head.
So you could have the same record all you want, the strength of schedule, all that nonsense. We're not interested in that. It all comes down to is when Miami played Notre Dame lost. So Notre Dame has no qualms on nothing. The only way they could have had a qualm over Miami is if they would have had a better record than Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They had the same record as Miami, 10-2. So Notre Dame really don't have a leg to stand on. I don't care if you Newt Rockne, Ara Parshignan, Rick Meyer, Jerome Bettis. I don't care who you are. Go home. Get you some batteries and watch the Miami Hurricanes in the college football playoffs. Thank you and good night. Down in Sports, we're in the building. On behalf of my Code D in the house, High Ceilings, a.k.a. Yada Bear, a.k.a. Browski, a.k.a. Don't Get It Messed Up, a.k.a. 150 million reasons to go to Dollar Hot Dog Night. Browski's in the building. We'll catch y'all. I think we got 2 shows left.
Yeah.
So we might have to, I got to talk to Browski over here and see if we can pop up again on the Saturday and do like a year-end joint and get caught up. Because we got a couple of shows left before we get down into 2026. That sounds like some old Beverly Hills-ish. I'm losing it right now, so we get ready to go. Browski, salute. Thank you all the time. We're gonna get up out of here. Salute to the Most High. Salute to the
Yes.
person who chimed in with us, man. This is how we do. This is how we give it up down in sports. Basket don't go nowhere. We'll talk to y'all when we talk to y'all. All right.
Peace.
Peace.